When we think of sports dominance, we think of psychological warfare. We think of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tiger Woods wearing his Sunday red, of the athlete glaring at his opponent until they physically crumble underneath the weight of his aura. We have been trained to believe that to be the absolute best in the world, you must be a ruthless, obsessed, angry killer. And then there is Scottie Scheffler. He looks like a guy who might coach your kid's little league team. He wears quarter-zip sweaters. He smiles easily. His golf swing looks like a man slipping on a sheet of ice, his feet sliding all over the tee box in a chaotic shuffle. Yet, beneath that unassuming, joyful exterior lies a statistical terminator. Over the last few years, Scottie Scheffler hasn't just been playing golf. He's been playing a video game on easy mode. He put together the greatest multi-year run since prime Tiger Woods. He won an Olympic gold. He racked up 4 major championships by the age of 29, leaving him just 1 trophy shy of the elusive career Grand Slam. This is the story of the man who broke modern golf. The man who officially surpassed Rory McIlroy as the undisputed face of the PGA Tour. But more importantly, this is the story of his secret weapon, a deeply rooted Christian faith that completely removes fear of failure, allowing him to dominate the world's most stressful sport and survive the most chaotic arrest in sports history, all with a smile on his face. Because to understand how Scottie Scheffler wins so much, you first have to understand why he doesn't care if he loses. To comprehend what Scottie Scheffler is doing right now, you have to look at the math. In the modern era of golf, parity is supposed to be the rule. The fields are too deep, the equipment's too good, and the margins are too thin for anyone to truly separate themselves. Nobody told Scottie Scheffler. Starting in 2022, he went on a tear that defied modern logic. He won his first Masters. He won the Arnold Palmer Invitational. He won back-to-back Players' Championships, something no golfer in the history of the sport had ever done. But it was his 2024 and 2025 seasons that vaulted him from superstar into historical anomaly. In 2024, Scottie Scheffler played 19 events and won 7 of them, the biggest one-year total since Tiger Woods in 2007. He won his second green jacket at Augusta National, then flew to Paris and fired a final round 62 to help the U.S. win Olympic gold. Then, in 2025, he proved he could win anywhere. Captured his 3rd major at the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow by a staggering 5 strokes.
Scottie Scheffler with a showdown in Charlotte.
A few months later, he flew across the Atlantic and put on an absolute clinic at Royal Portrush to win the Open Championship, hoisting the claret jug and capturing his 4th major. He was hitting the ball tee to green at a level that only one other human being had ever touched: peak Tiger Woods. But unlike Tiger, Scottie wasn't intimidating his opponents. He was beating them with an overwhelming, terrifying consistency. He simply never missed his target. But golf is a game of mental fragility. To prove he was truly unbreakable, Scheffler had to face a test that had nothing to do with golf, a test that would have shattered the psyche of any other athlete on earth. May 17th, 2024. The PGA Championship at Valhalla Golf Club in Louisville, Kentucky. At 5 a.m., a tragic accident occurred outside the gates of the golf course when a pedestrian vendor was struck and killed by a shuttle bus. It was pitch black, raining, and the traffic was paralyzed. Shortly after 6 a.m., Scottie Scheffler, driving a marked PGA Tour courtesy vehicle, attempted to navigate around the traffic jam to get to his tee time. In the chaos and the confusion, a police officer who didn't recognize him screamed for him to stop, eventually latching onto Scheffler's car. What followed was the most surreal morning in PGA history. The number one golfer in the world was pulled from his car, pushed against the vehicle, and placed in handcuffs. He was driven to a downtown Louisville jail, booked, fingerprinted, dressed in an orange jumpsuit, and charged with second-degree assault of a police officer, a felony. Most athletes would have been completely unraveled. They would have called their lawyers, screamed at the police, or withdrawn from the tournament in a blind rage. Not Scottie. Sitting in a holding cell, watching his own arrest play out on ESPN in front of him, he simply started doing his stretching routine on the jail floor. At 8:40 a.m., the charges still hanging over his head, he was released. He arrived at Valhalla at 9:12 a.m., less than an hour before his rescheduled tee time. He walked onto the driving range, hit a few balls, and headed to the first tee. The world watched, expecting a mental collapse. Instead, Scheffler went out and shot a 6-under 66. It was a masterclass in compartmentalization. When the charges were eventually dropped due to a massive misunderstanding, Scheffler never played the victim. He praised the police. He mourned the man who died in the accident earlier that morning. He had proven his mind was bulletproof. But how? How does a man go from a jail cell to a PGA Championship leaderboard in 3 hours? The answer lies in a conversation he had 2 years earlier. Sunday morning, the 2022 Masters. Scottie Scheffler wakes up with the lead at Augusta National. He is 18 holes away from his first major championship. The pressure of a lifetime of work is suddenly sitting entirely on his shoulders, and he completely breaks down. Scheffler sat in his rental house with his wife Meredith and began to cry like a baby. He told her he wasn't ready. He felt overwhelmed. He felt like he wasn't meant for a moment this massive. It was in that moment of vulnerability that the foundation of his greatness was revealed. Meredith looked at him and reminded him of their shared Christian faith. She told him, if you win this golf tournament today, if you lose this golf tournament by 10 shots, if you never win a golf tournament again, I'm still going to love you. You're still going to be the same person, and Jesus loves you. Nothing is going to change. That reminder acted like a pressure release valve on his soul. Scheffler wiped away his tears, walked onto the most intimidating golf course in America, and calmly dismantled the field. In the press conference afterwards, the media expected him to talk about his killer instinct. Instead, he gave them a sermon. The reason why I play golf is I'm trying to glorify God in all that He's done in my life, Scheffler said. So for me, my identity isn't a golf score.
The reason why I play golf is because, I'm trying to glorify God and, all that He's done in my life. And so for me, my identity isn't a golf score.
When you don't tether your identity to the outcome, a strange psychological phenomenon occurs. You become incredibly dangerous. Because Scottie Scheffler isn't terrified of losing. He plays with a freedom that other golfers simply cannot access on a Sunday afternoon. While other players are gripping the club tighter, suffocated by the fear of blowing a major, Scheffler is swinging freely. But don't mistake his peace for lack of competitiveness. Scheffler hates losing, but he has mastered the rare ability to separate his profession from his purpose. Ahead of his dominant victory at the 2025 Open Championship, a reporter asked him about the fulfillment of being the undisputed #1 player in the world. Scheffler's answer stunned the room. Is it great to be able to win tournaments? Yeah, it brings tears to my eyes, Scheffler admitted. But does it fill the deepest wants and desires of my heart? Absolutely not. He went on to explain that reaching the absolute pinnacle of human achievement taught him a vital lesson. The trophy is empty. I'm called to compete. I'm not called to go win every single golf tournament, he said. At the end of the day, that's not what's going to satisfy my soul.
I feel like I'm just called to do it to the best of my ability, and outside of that, I don't place much emphasis on winning tournaments. I don't place much emphasis on things that I can accomplish. It's just mostly about putting in the proper work and coming out here and competing.
This is the paradox of Scottie Scheffler. The man who cares least about the fame is the one winning all the trophies. There is a brutal reality to professional golf. You can achieve immorality on a Sunday afternoon, but when the sun comes up on Monday morning, your score resets to even par. Many great players suffer from major hangovers. They win a massive tournament, their ego inflates, and they lose their edge. But Scottie Scheffler's faith provides him with a built-in reset button. You take your hat off, shake hands, and you move on, he frequently tells the media. Because of this mental reset, Scheffler has achieved something few thought possible. He has dethroned Rory McIlroy as the face of the PGA Tour. For a decade, Rory was the golden boy. But while McIlroy had battled a decade-long major drought filled with heartbreaking Sunday collapses, Scottie has been a machine. He is the undisputed king of golf, and with 4 majors before the age of 30, the sports world is suddenly asking a question that used to be sacrilegious. Can he catch the ghost? Tiger Woods has 15 majors. Jack Nicklaus holds 18 major championships. Scottie has a long mountain left to climb, but mathematically, his trajectory is identical to Tiger and Jack. If his chaotic footwork holds up and he avoids the devastating injuries that derailed Tiger, the sky is truly the limit. We live in a sports culture that worships the grind. We tell kids they have to be miserable, obsessive, and ruthless to be great. Scottie Scheffler is dismantling that narrative, one major championship at a time. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is just a US Open victory away from the elusive career Grand Slam. But if you ask him, none of that is his true legacy. He is a husband. He is a father. He's a believer in Jesus who just happens to be spectacularly good at hitting a little white ball into a small hole. He is the most dominant golfer in his generation, but his greatest victory isn't found on the leaderboard. It's found in the absolute, unbreakable peace he carries with him every time he steps onto the tee. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out our latest story here on Game Changers. We hope that this story about Scottie Scheffler encourages you to check out more golf, get into the game yourself, or just to think about all the great things that he's accomplished so far in his young career. If you liked today's video, please give us that thumbs up. It truly means a lot. If you're interested in more stories like this, please subscribe so you can stay up to date. And if you think someone you know might enjoy it, please be sure to share it with them. We look forward to seeing you in the next video. We hope you all have a wonderful day, and God bless you all.